Good morning. This is Bob speaking to you from my farmette in the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia. It's Thanksgiving Day today, and my gosh, a better Thanksgiving Day I've never experienced, I don't think. The temperature is about 16 degrees, and there's just a little bit of a breeze to keep the flies away that survived through that frosty night we had. I wanted to make a little video today, sort of as a follow-up to the one that I did about a month ago regarding fire starters. If any of you saw it, you perhaps will recall that I said that I didn't really want to have brush fires to burn my prunings that I collected during the year. And then I made a video on fire starters. Well, it was a bit hypocritical, I guess. So I was thinking about it over the month. I thought, gosh, there must be a better way of handling these brush piles than to burn them. They stink up the neighborhood. The folks close by have their laundry out, and I stink it up every year. They kind of get annoyed with me, and I can't say I blame them. Now, of course, the obvious solution to the problem would be for me to buy a gas-driven chipper. Well, I looked into that, and I come to realize that, by gosh, they're anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, and it's just not economical for me, for sure. I just don't have that much money, and it's so cheap to burn the pile. But I don't want to be hypocritical about it, and I want to try to figure out a different way of doing it. So to start off with today, what I want to do is just show you a couple of the piles of debris that I have, and perhaps you'll appreciate a little better, you know, why it is I'm concerned about this. So hold on, and I'll take you to those piles. Okay, now here's the first brush pile that I wanted to show you. Just a few minutes ago, I paced that brush pile out, and as near as I can estimate, that brush pile is covering about 300 square feet of my farmette. I don't have a very big lot here, and that's a considerable amount of space that I could be used for gardening or growing a couple of apple trees or whatever. But during the summer, spring, summer, and fall, I've got that ground covered with that ugly brush pile. Mind you, I had to cut that brush out and put it somewhere. But whether or not I want to burn that, I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, now there's another smaller one over here. Just a second. Now, this one that you see here, it isn't nearly as big, and it's got some quite heavy stuff in it. I had some carvings that I had to get rid of. They were getting rotten. If it was only a pile that size, I definitely wouldn't mind burning it. But that one, again, I paced off, and it's covering almost 100 square feet. So in total, with those two brush piles, I'm wasting 400 square feet of land that I could be using. So you understand why I had to try to figure out a different way of handling the removal of that junk. So anyway, I didn't exactly know what I was going to do about the brush piles. But I know that others of you have faced the same issue, and I thought maybe somebody had the answer. So I went on YouTube. Of course, YouTube has the answer to almost everything. You know, at least somebody's tried to find the answer to it. And I noticed on YouTube that people from England, mainly I guess, make a structure called a hurdle. And it's made by weaving branches, small trees, in and out around uprights. And they make a wall. So I thought, gosh, I could hide the brush piles behind the wall if I made that wall big enough. Now that'd be a pretty big wall. So I thought about that for a while, and then I thought, no, that's not the answer. What I should do is make two hurdles, one behind the other. And what I could do, if I had it nice and tall, I could squeeze the brush piles, you know, except for that great big heavy stuff. I could squeeze the brush in between the two hurdles, press it down, and keep it there. That's what I tried to do. I've got a really good start on it, and I want to show it to you. Just a second. Okay, now here's what I'm talking about. Now, it's a little hard to see right there, but that's the front woven wall that I'm squishing my brush into. Now, I'm going to turn sideways here a little bit. Excuse the wiggling of this camera. But now you can see the back wall as well. Very well there. And I've got all my brush piled inside of it, and it's all weighed down with two large chunks of pine. They're probably 60 pounds a piece. Now, unfortunately, the two walls started to spread apart as I was weighing it down and squishing it, compressing it. So I had to tie them together. You can see the ropes there. But you know, it's still working. Here's the brush pile that I have been moving down from the big one and putting into the hurdles. I can't get all of that brush pile in there, but I think if I make one more this size, I'll be able to get most of that 300 square foot brush pile into two hurdles. So when you think about it, that's really quite a savings. The amount of space covered by this one is 3 feet by 5 feet. Now that's 15 square feet. So if I had two of those, it's 30 square feet. So I've reduced the amount of wasted space with the brush pile from 300 square feet to 30 square feet. Now I know you're asking, well, what are you going to do with that? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it dry in there, and I'm not going to take it out. I've got quite a bit of land here at the back of my property, which I'm not really using right now, and I'll keep building these hurdles along the back of my property, filling them with my brush, and eventually I'm hoping I'll get some decomposition, and maybe I can plant an apple tree in front of it. I'm not sure, but for now this hurdle structure is solving my problems. Well, that's my project. Thank you for showing up and watching what I've been doing. I'll see you again from the next project. Have a happy Thanksgiving. After I watched that video that I just made, I started thinking a bit and thought, gosh, I hope it didn't mislead anybody out there. This project with the hurdle fit very nicely into my plans because I've got a lot of scrub trees growing. Small popples, small oak, small maples, pines, and they're taking over my property, and I wanted to do something with them too. So the material that you saw making up the hurdle was stuff that I cut out that I didn't want. and I didn't know what to do with. It is not an economical project at all. It's very time consuming. It's very labor intensive. And if you don't have time, maybe this is not the project for you. But it was for me. I'm retired and have nothing better to do, I guess, with my time. So think about it. Try to reduce your carbon footprint because, well, the good Lord told us to take care of what He gave us, and if we don't start, we're going to be in trouble. So my little hurdle project is my way of increasing my land that I can farm on and also reducing my carbon footprint. Have a good day.